Hi all, hoping you're all doing well. So here we're going to discuss how do you pick your articleship firm, because it's an important discussion at this time considering that results have just come. So I'm going to split this video into two types. How do you select your firm based on what works for you and what doesn't work? And second, how do you, after selecting, get into that firm? So for example, I selected I want to do articleship in Deloitte, sir. Then how do I get into Deloitte? What are the steps I have to do in everything possible way? So let's start off. We will classify firms into three types. Okay, three types basically. The first one is the Big Four, or we can also call it as the Big Six. Especially in India, the top 6 firms have equal types of business in terms of audit. So the Big Six are basically your Deloitte, PwC, EY, KPMG. I will also add to the list in Big Six, BDO and Grant Thornton, GT. Getting into any of these 6, you will get similar kind of exposure, at least in India. Okay. Next, second set of firms are the large firms. They may not be the biggest of the firms like Big Four or Big Six, but they are equally good when it comes to exposure and learning. I will just name a few firms over here like Manohar Chowdhury Associates or M2K, or you have Brahmaya and Co., or you have a firm called ASA Associates or CNGSN. We have many firms over here. These are top firms. Typically these firms, if you see, they will have 10 plus audit partners. They may be having branches. The team will be close to 100, 80 to 100 members team, including articles. So you'll have 70 to 80 articles. These firms will also have bank audits, listed audits, pretty big firm, lot of exposure over here also. Last, I will categorize the other medium and small firms, where typically you have 4 to 5 partners will be medium. Small firms will be in the range of 1 to 3 partners, small firms. Now, which one do you pick? Of course, it depends on your interest. Okay, let me give you a little bit easy analysis. If you want the Big Four or Big Six, predominantly you will have departmentalization, meaning they might put you in direct tax department, and the entire 2 years of articleship you will be working only in direct tax. Or they might put you in transfer pricing department, and 2 years you will be working in transfer pricing. This is preferable for whom? For somebody who have decided I want to work in direct tax, indirect tax for the rest of my career. That is my favorite subject. You can do articleship over here in these firms. Or if you are not very clear also, in these Big Fours you have audit team. Okay, the audit team, even though it's in the audit department, you will still get significant exposure, maybe not much in direct tax and transfer pricing or indirect tax, but in audit department, you will get enormous exposure in these firms, in these Big Six. But get ready for losing out on your weekends, get ready for sleepless nights, because if you're going to the Big Six, these are considered as the Big Six or Big Four in the world itself. So you will have lot of work, at the same time get lot of exposure. You will be given your own laptop. In all these firms, you will have your own laptop for work, of course. And the systems, the technology usage in these firms are comparatively different from any other firm you can see. For example, for doing stock audit itself, they will have mobile apps. For maintaining your audit documentation as per standards of auditing, there will be separate software for maintaining audit documentation. So the technology exposure, the client exposure, the corporate culture that you get, all of that is definitely the best in Big Four and Big Six. So if you are looking for audit or these departments, if you get into Big Four or Big Six, nothing like it. But it's not easy for everyone to get in, because they have rank and attempt criteria. I will tell you the process there in some time. Next, coming to the large firms. Large firms are nothing less. They may not have the global branding, but in terms of exposure, you get exposed to audit, direct tax, indirect tax in all departments with lot of work over here. Just that you may not have your own laptop in some of these firms. The technology adoption may be a little less, but I won't say it's zero. all these firms, the big firms, large firms also are moving a lot towards technology, at least in the last few years. So doing articleship here is nothing less when it comes to learning. You will have enormous learning. So any of these two, the first category, big 4, big 6, or the large firms, is an excellent place for articleship, where over here also I will tell you how to get into this. I will talk about it in the next stage. Medium firms are also good, where you have 4 to 5 partners, team of typically 20 to 50 people or 20 to 60 people. Over here you will get a little bit of work-life balance in these medium firms. Weekends will be a little off, you can go home a little early. And last are the small firms. Predominantly in small firms, your exposure will be mainly in income tax and indirect tax, and little bit of audits also. You will get exposure over here. But in small firms you will get a lot of time. Typically, except the season, you can get home by 5 or 6. You get weekends off, you have a lot of time for your classes. But remember guys, in my suggestion, try to get in the best of the firms possible, because in these 2 years, it's not about work-life balance, it's about learning. How much work and learn you do in these 2 years is going to add to the first job you get, and also for your CA final preparation. Let me give you a simple example. Your CA final is all about Ind AS, correct? Ind AS in financial reporting, you are going to learn theoretically, but where you will get practical exposure, typically in India only for listed companies, Ind AS is majorly applicable. Which of these firms has Ind AS audits? Only the big 4, big 6 and the large firms will have listed company audits. Only then you will get to see Ind AS practically. Then generally in the mid-size firms and small-size firms, they will not have listed audits. So you will not have Ind AS exposure, at least practically, but you will get time to study. So practical learning makes it much more easier. So my suggestion is always to go for the best of the firms. In simple, let's say you want to buy a car. You want to buy a BMW, you want to buy an Audi, you want to buy a Tesla, or you want to buy a good i20 Hyundai car. But if you are not able to buy, then you will go to the, let's say Maruti or Nano car is what you get. I am not comparing that way equally, but I am trying to give you an analogical example. Always the best is what works. Unless you prefer, I want to practice, income tax is my scope, then I will go to a small firm for my time. Okay. Now, how do you get into these firms? The typical big 4 and big 6 have 3 rounds of interview. Round 1 is basically an online or offline aptitude test. Round 2 will basically be a group discussion with the group, and round 3 will be a personal interview with the partner. So if you get through all these 3 rounds, you are selected. Okay. In this big and large firms, each firm has their own style. Some firms will have the similar 3 rounds like big 4. Some firms will just have one test and straight away they will have interview. They may not have this group discussion, they will skip. Firm by firm, the process will change. The medium and small size firms will straight away have mostly interviews with the partner. Some firms might have some small test, that also will be an oral test of that sort. This is the interview process. But now how do I get into these firms? Sir, I want to get into round 1, sir. How do I get over here? This is only the most important process, guys. There are many ways to get into the firms. Sometimes you might not know which firm suits you. So in the description of this video, I have also added link to a podcast series where I have done it with some students called Articleship series, where we have done articleship with somebody from Big 4, somebody from a medium-sized firm, and even somebody from a small firm. So you can hear from them itself and understand which kind of firm works for you. Now coming lastly, sir, once I have selected the firm, how do I apply and what all I should do? This is the most important part of the video. If you have come till here, that's great. First, step number 1. Get the list of firms that you want to apply. I have given you only few lists, like about 10 firms over 5 firms, MCA, M2K. There is a much bigger list. Talk to your seniors, do your discovery using Google, and make a list of 10 to 15 top firms that you want to work with based on location. If you are staying, let's say, in Nungambakam, try to find around Nungambakam. Don't try to find something which is 20 kilometers away for you, because you have to remember you have to travel there everywhere. So first find the list of firms where you want to apply. Don't be like only one firm, sir. Make the list. Some people are like, I will not apply for Big Four because I will not get. You rejecting yourself before the firm rejecting you is a sign of character that okay, you will not get over there. First you apply. List of firms. How do you apply? There are 3 ways to apply. One is the online mode, where every firm will have a website and they will have a careers section where they will give email over there. You can go and apply over there. This is a mandatory step. The next step what students do is, after this they will wait. Okay, I have applied. Let them call. Remember guys, these top firms will get at least thousands of applications on a daily basis. How will your application stand out? So the next thing is, when you are applying, it comes to your resume. Your resume, whatever it is, cannot cross one side, not even one page. It has to be only one side in a very neat format. Sometimes I have seen some resumes which go for 4 pages, 3 pages, 2 pages. Come on, man. The HR just has 10 seconds to see your resume. Impress him in that 10 seconds. Making your resume is your skill. It's okay to copy. What you can do is talk to your seniors, or you can ask me. I will share some sample resumes with you. You can adopt from it. Second is the offline mode of applying. Sir, what do you mean by offline? Do you think they will see all the mails? No. So you take a printed color Xerox of your resume, a color resume. They don't say it's mandatory, but a color resume stands out. What I had done when I applied for Deloitte, my resume used to be in green color. When I applied in KPMG, the color used to be in blue color. So EY means I used to have little bit of yellow shades. So based on the firm I'm applying, I used to change my resume to suit their needs. These are all small things. So take a printed copy of the resume, go to the office in Chennai. For example, KPMG is in Nungambakam, or let's say M2K is in Egmore. Go to the office and give your resume in the office. Just give your resume in the office to the security person. They will not respect you when you go there, but get dressed in formals and go there, because sometimes they will have walk-in interviews. Suddenly they will call you. Go there, take your bike or car or bus or whatever you have, spend 2 days in traveling to all these 15 to 20 firms in person and give your resume in person. Sir, why should I do this? Because I applied online. No, sir. Why should I do this? One, you will get the vibe. The vibe is very important. You get the vibe of the place, how it is. Second, you will meet some seniors over there. You can talk to them and understand how the firm is, what clients they have, make some conversations. When you go for interviews, make some conversations and talk to them. And lastly, attend as many interviews as possible. During my articleship, I attended 15 interviews, got selected in 11 firms, and then I selected one. It's not about the firm selecting us. You should have options to pick. This only, how do you pick which one to get? Sir, I got 3 firms, which one to get? Don't immediately join once you get one. Try maximum possible and pick one ethically. Inform that I want to join this and you join there. For this only, when you go to the premises, observe the office, how the office atmosphere is. Ask your seniors. Talk to people over there, but don't talk too much. Small basic questions are enough. Those are the things. When you do all of this, you have to spend roughly 1 week on your articleship. Guys, remember, it is your life's time of 2 years. Why can't you put 1 week of dedicated effort to get the best firm of your choice? That is the most important thing you have to do. Keep applying over here, and then you will get firms, and then you can pick whichever works for you. So this is the process of how you first select the firm, you make a list, go there, and how do you get into it? This is the process. Go in person. And last one thing, which not everybody are fortunate, but some of them are, it is called referrals. You might already know your dad's friend or your uncle or your friend's friend. Somebody might be in the HR side, somebody might be the partner. So if you have some referrals, no harm using the referrals. At least that way you can straight away, referral means you will not get in without interview. You will straight away get the entry door for interview. This is one. Sometimes if you like a particular firm, there was one student I remember that he specifically wanted to get into KPMG. That student after articleship, after interview, kept going there again and again, daily basis, showed the face to the firm 3 to 4 times. Then the partner suddenly called them, come here, I will get in. And one last technique or hack I will give you, don't reveal it everywhere guys, is LinkedIn. Okay, so what is LinkedIn? You need to have a good account on LinkedIn, pay for 1 month and get LinkedIn Premium. So LinkedIn Premium, you can message anybody. Now what you do with this LinkedIn Premium, go to these big fours or top firms and find the partners. How do I find the partners? Very easy. For example, if you want to know partners of KPMG, go to the KPMG's website, go to Chennai and find list of partners, search for their names on LinkedIn and you will find the profile, photo will match. Or in LinkedIn itself, when you are searching, you can search on filters called CA firms in Chennai, CA firms in Bangalore, find the partners over there, follow them, message them over there very professionally and try to get the access. If you don't have your own referrals, use LinkedIn to build your referrals. You need to put effort to get into the best of these firms. And lastly, in these 3 rounds, how do you behave, how do you answer these questions and all is there in our articleship series, which is in the description of this video. All the best for your articleship hunt. It's worth it to take time, because remember, you are going to spend 2 years of your time, so let it be worth it guys. Thank you.